Welcome back to episode 7 of Minecraft Let's Play. Just been off and on, working here and there. Of course, few episodes ago, got finished building that little thing to have at least a source for some fish. Later on, I'll probably work eventually on stuff down there. Building a little bit more on here. Also, may try to build a large moat or something, perhaps. Which I'll need, obviously, some stuff called dynamite. And stuff to help that. But, first we'll let that clear away some of the vegetation and things. But with that said, of course, last episode, just worked on that some bases with just a few ladders and things, just as a little stowaway. I'm planning on adding maybe extra wall and stuff, just building as like a storage area for the front, because I'm not sure how long I'll be building. Eventually I do want to turn this into I want to end up turning into a bigger than what that is right there from a while back. Well, 4 years ago to be exact. When I built that, try add here and there a little bit of stuff around it, but there's a lot of potential with this. Plus I want like basically the center of everything to be obviously the portal to the Nether, aka Netherworld. Plus, there's a lot of good size tunnels and everything down here that has lots of potential, in my opinion. And just have a few here or there, just so I can see everything. Which, of course, this is going to probably be one of the main areas going down there. Will be this, and then to another section will be this, which I started on a little while ago. And I haven't decided what to do yet with the spacing here. I may just turn this into just a basic area. Trying to figure out how I want to build a stairway, though, right now, to go up to here, obviously. Only time will tell, since I've only started really building some of the key center area here around what I'm considering like just a small little like temple. And we'll see how things go as time progresses. Yes, I hear you, cow. Right now I just want to do it about 6 blocks high for the moment. Just to get an idea how tall I end up wanting at least the basic starting wall and stuff to be. I'll probably end up building more around this, I would say, plus expand over just to engulf this. Maybe turn this into like possibly a tower. There's definitely potential there, make that into a tower. Possibly also, not sure yet, maybe make like one of these. Not 100% certain, but there is definitely potential here and there. And I definitely see potential for building a moat as well. I want to try to keep the small amount of water and stuff, try to figure out something to do with that as well. And also, by the way, just wanted to mention, recently won a auction on eBay for Season 2 of the Minecraft Story Mode, so first I need to, of course, do Season 1, and then eventually get around to Season 2. As I'm also working on my playthrough of course, Stray right now is like the key one. I want to try to do, at least on average, make this a normal standard thing, at least maybe 2 episodes a week, here and there, random what days, but I want to try at least maybe make standard at least one of the 2 episodes of like Minecraft Let's Play being at least one either on not Saturday, but either Sunday or Monday for one of them. I want to make traditional one of the normal 4 videos I try to do between Sunday and Monday. Since those are my only normal days off from work, though occasionally I will try to record some maybe Let's Plays either before or after work. As I find this actually as a good source to help get rid of stress from work. Because anybody that knows that works a normal full-time job, I'm sure knows all about how stuff can be. We'll see how things go. Seems like I'm getting right now a message of apparently a new follower on PlayStation Network, which is actually kinda cool. I'll be curious to see what videos it is I'm getting response on. I am amazed though, I looked the other day, how many on average right now upload to PlayStation Network of Minecraft alone, and almost 18,000 videos, which makes me happy knowing there's still a very heavily active Minecraft community on PlayStation Network. That's definitely a good thing though. Unlike many games, PlayStation, or not PlayStation, but I should say Minecraft is one of those few companies or game brands that really does have a very dedicated fan base. And a very massive fan base at that, in a variety of different age groups. Speaking as someone who grew up with the 16-bit wars and everything, I genuinely, though, love Minecraft. I think because it gives me that retro feel from the, like, mid-90s with early Polygon games of, like, the PS1, N64, and Sega Saturn era, which was a great era, in my opinion. Maybe stuff did not age the best, but in my opinion, still, nevertheless, things are pretty great overall, in my opinion, on that stuff. I still am very fond of these things. Maybe it's blind nostalgia talking, and I'm fine with that, even if it is blind nostalgia. Right now I'm just using this as like a basic idea for a stairway. Just so I can get a better idea for what I want to do as time progresses on here. Also, how much higher I want this to actually go is also something else I'm not 100% certain on as of yet, which is why I keep things like this blocks in between to make like basic reminders. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have this go. One thing anymore I find myself listening to surprisingly a lot of is either musically anymore on YouTube when I just want music to listen to while thinking, trying to come up with inspiration of future like top 10s, top 5s, or anything, whether it be on my main channel or my secondary channel, the Goku Report. I try to use stuff like Retro Wave or Psywave, and also, of course, Lo-Fi is music besides Minecraft music I find really good for just trying to use to come up with some inspiration of ideas. Sometimes it'll happen while I play something like Minecraft, and other times, not necessarily. Sometimes it just comes out of nowhere, even while I'm at work. Something will just pop into my head and I want to just make either a mental note or something. Okay, I'm not sure what kind of entrance or anything I want to do right now here. But at least with this, it will remind me exactly the size. Not sure if I want to try to do like some type of design glass window or something over the entrance or not. We shall see. But I think I want to do this like possibly one layer higher here. So maybe have this pop up also higher, one notch. Since at the end, we're only really very early on in building whatever this structure is going to end up being, whether it's a castle, a base, which I'm leaning towards right now, possibly a base of some sort, or turn it into possibly a palace castle. It's hard to say what it'll end up being, because when it comes to building stuff in Minecraft, you never know how things will end up being. Minecraft, it can be very unpredictable, because whatever you first start building sometimes will drastically change as time progresses. Yeah, I think I'll do it too, like that spot right there. Starting on the second floor. Alright then. Like I said before, so far I have played like in total like 7 versions of this game. Arguably out of my ports, my personal favorite port is probably the mobile or pocket edition as it's called. Reason, just because I like being able to play it on my phone. It's great just to do like if I'm on air on break or on lunch at work. It's a great way to just get my mind off of stress and things. And the music is really good for stress relief. And trust me, it's you want to do, try to look for some way to outsource your stress so you don't take it out on a human or anything else. It's always good to find a way to turn your anger or frustration into something constructive. That is one of the flaws, I feel, as a whole, sadly. One of our biggest flaws for humanity. Emotions is both a curse and a blessing at the same time. But at the end of the day, we humans really are when it comes down to it, we are really subservient to our emotions. Because that is one of the things that separates humans from animals, really. Animals can have definitely a high level of intelligence. I mean, look at animals like dolphins. Heck, even look at like creatures such as, like, for instance, the Asian small-clawed otter. Very common to places like Singapore, as well as become very big in Japan in recent years. Like, you wouldn't think it, but like, for instance, if you look at the way they interact, like humans, like for instance, animals like otters have very distinctive personalities, like a human. Maybe that's one of the reasons it's like one of my favorite things to do when anymore I want to get my mind off of stuff when I'm on YouTube. One of my personal favorite things to do is watch really specifically one of 2 YouTube channels dedicated to otters. One of them is a guy who takes care of 2 otters named Yui and Auntie, as well as his very surprisingly very calm and relaxed cat called Mr. Cat. But very unique personalities they have. And then you have my personal favorite, known as Hannah and Kentaro. Not like Kentaro as in hamster Kentaro, just a otter named Kentaro. Or better well known as Professor Kentaro, and Auntie's nickname is Captain Auntie, just because he loves swimming. But personally, I just absolutely love the unique personalities, and I think animals like otters, which are some of the most fascinating creatures in my opinion, really show that animals can have distinctive personalities just like human beings. Now, even though I really don't talk a lot about animals for the most part, I've only ever, in my life actually, ever had one pet. Actually that was a snake. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of reptiles. Probably why when I was a teenager, growing up in the late 90s, like, I absolutely loved watching The Crocodile Hunter and Croc-Files. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin. But very good memories watching Animal Planet back in those days. Either Steve Irwin or Jeff Corwin. That's probably some of my favorite memories from that time period. Because if there's something I have distinctive from some people is I have an obsession for knowledge. It's like my favorite things is to just learn about, even if it's something some people may consider useless knowledge. I enjoy it. I like just learning. Though history and theology are really my personal favorite subjects I'm most passionate about. Though, funny enough, when I was a kid and teenager, I wasn't as much in history, I was more, like I said, into animals, specifically reptiles and amphibians, which is probably why, when I was younger, I wanted to actually be a herpetologist, and why I looked up to people like Steve Irwin growing up, because he had a deep love and passion and wanting to be more understanding and try to teach people about snakes, crocodiles, and everything in between. And I know, frankly, looking at some stuff I've watched, like he'd be proud of how his kids have followed in his footsteps. And I just hope over the years, I just hope we find other people to make people nowadays really realize the importance of preserving really wildlife. Because in really the grand scheme of things, at the end of the day, not to get too philosophical, but the reason why I feel at the end of the day we want to find importance in our existence is because we want to find meaning in life. That's why, at the end of the day, why so many people turn obviously to faith, to religion, to give themselves motivation as well as to make them feel better about their existence in the universe. And I mean, I get where it come from as somebody who grew up in a very religious family. Though I myself am not a super religious person, I am more secularist. But at the end of the day, I genuinely have a desire to want to believe that there is more to existence than just the here and now. Even if maybe it just helps get by through life. But I believe, really, religion is meant to try to help motivate people to want to do better in life and help other people. That's the thing, that's one of the big things I feel that we really need to work on in life, is be better people, as I think more not just for us or future generations of humans, however long human existence will continue on the Earth and possibly other planets. It's hard to say, in all honesty, how that will go. But for me, at the end of the day, I genuinely just want to believe that there's something more out there for all of us, regardless of your beliefs. At the end of the day, we are all humans. We all live on this planet, which is why I feel we should all try to do our part to try to continue the existence of humanity as a species, and not look at each other as enemies divided by whether it be where in the world you're from, your beliefs, backgrounds, wealth, or no money. People are just living day to day, just trying to get by. I feel like sometimes I just wish genuinely people could realize, stop looking so much inwards on themselves and be so, like, greedy and just open their eyes to realize there's so much more to life and to the universe than their own petty egos. It's something I see, sadly, so much nowadays in the universe and things, and I just wish people would open their eyes and just realize that there's so much more than just their own opinion, which is one of the many reasons I deleted my Twitter account like a couple years back. I just got tired of all the honestly self-centered people on much of social media, and realized that there is so much more we could do for this planet if we stop looking at other people as the enemy. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, in my opinion, no one is better than anyone else. And people who think that they're better than everyone else really needs to get off their high horse and realize, and this goes to all political viewpoints, like, I don't care, though I try to keep politics off of course, my main channel, like I've said before. But for me, I feel like if however you live is what makes you happy, then just live in peace, and there shouldn't be any real issues as long as it doesn't really affect in their life. I say that's fine, and more power to someone, because if it's not directly affecting someone or harming anyone, I say live and let live. That's my opinion on that whole thing. But people, I believe that there should be a combination of many different points of view in the world, and I feel that that is something we are missing today, is people with sound logic and reasoning, which is why I really look up to individuals, philosophy and things of individuals such as, for instance, Confucius, the Dalai Lama. Like, I think there's many things we can learn from these people who have tried to look more towards, like, nature and things, and try to help open people's eyes and realize that there is much we can still learn. And there's much we can learn from one another. But with that said, I'm going to get ready to cut up this episode / Let's Play, and I'll see you, everyone, next time. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel, and everyone out there, please stay safe, as the world is becoming a more and more dangerous place by the day, and we need to look out for one another. Regardless of difference of viewpoint, at the end of the day, we are all humans and we all live on this planet, and we should be wanting to try to help make society as well as try to help nature, because I believe we should all be, as somebody once said, we should all be good stewards of the planet and take care of things, because otherwise, how will future generations be able to survive and go past what we are now? There is still so much in the universe that we have yet to learn, and that's something I just hope someday people will open up their eyes and gain a willingness again to want to go out to the stars. That is something I feel right now are missing, is dreamers. We need more dreamers again. Something that really we need to find again, as well as having a more interesting perspective of trying to look outside of just this planet, a willingness to want to go exploring through the stars. I mean, as something that even probably one of the greatest minds in modern science fiction, like Gene Roddenberry, understood this. One of the reasons I loved shows like Voyager, or specifically shows like also Enterprise, is because of trying to get it like look towards the stars, because that is the future. We should look less on our own like war for power and stuff between different nations and stuff. I feel people need to realize and stop looking at things from that perspective, and need to look past human greed, which is unfortunately one of the hardest things. Even some people that have been highly respected have realized, like, greed sadly is one of the worst things when it comes to humanity, and that is something that's not easily taken. As someone who realized this years ago, once upon a time, I thought, probably about a decade ago, I had sadly a deep seed within me that desired and wanted to gain power, whether it was through work, getting into management, getting higher up the chain. But as time has gone on, I have come to realize, frankly, just wanting some sort of power to make yourself feel better and stuff in life won't really help the emptiness within. That is something that can only be found through a few different things, whether it be through religion or through family. To fill that emptiness, you can't fill it through power, money. Sadly, that is something that some people are taught in life, is that money or power can make you feel happy, but at the end of the day, that's not true. And I'll just want to quickly cut this episode up with a quote. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. See y'all next time. Stay safe out there in YouTube land and in life.